treat them completely like shit. You're a horrible excuse for a human being. Now, the picture on the front of this. On the far left is Stephen McMillian, aka Mobley. You know, a lot of people loved him very much, myself included. But he was a complete and total selfish goddamn fuck up with fucking schizophrenic tendencies. I mean, the guy headbutted Brianna Hernandez Cordona when she was 17 because he thought he saw a demon in her. When that shit happened with Natalie, Mobley was so incredibly fucking dismissive and fucking cruel. If you were gonna kill yourself, you would have done it already. No, dude, I'm trying to fucking get help. These people bullied me to the point that I want my life to fucking end. They won't leave me the fuck alone. I can't see my loved ones because of the shit that they have done. What does Mobley tell me? Oh, if you were gonna kill yourself, you'd have done it by now. Jesus fucking Christ, way to not give a shit, you fucking piece of... Well, on the bright side, he's fucking dead. Broke his own goddamn neck. The next one in the picture, the one in the middle, on top. That's Monkey, aka Michael Pennington. There's a situation where a man was threatening to kill Monkey with a sword. The guy went by Shadow. His real name was Theo. He liked beating on his wife. Thought he was big, so it was okay to bully people. He waited until my hands were full and I had a backpack on my back to punch me in the face. Because when he pulled out a sword in front of hundreds of people on the Pearl Street Mall, only an hour before they have one of the big CU parades with the band because there's a game going on. Lots of people called the fucking cops on him. And he came after me. Monkey claimed he stuck up for me after Natalie died. He spoke to the media. They did come and talk to him. But he never spoke up about it. He never tried to contact me at any point in the last 6 years. I had to always be the one to initiate it. If you care about someone, you make the time. When you care about somebody, you want to know how they're doing. You want to know that they're safe. When they're having problems and they're being harmed, you want to do something to stop that harm. Not one of my friends did a goddamn thing to stop the harm. They just wanted to give me lip service and talk about fucking killing people. I have been able to get in contact with Michael Pennington a couple of times. Both in one night. While I was staying in my car in the Walmart parking lot in McCook, Nebraska. That was only a few days after the cops murdered a father in the parking lot because a police officer was stupid, ran out in front of a fucking vehicle and decided, oh, I was a dumbass and ran into a vehicle. This is embarrassing. I should shoot somebody. Meanwhile, these guys keep changing the rules. Oh, we can't do nothing. We're out of jurisdiction. We're out of jurisdiction. Meanwhile, according to the law, yes, in this situation, I'm supposed to go out of jurisdiction. I can't go to Dual County Sheriff Scott DaCosta to turn himself in. Nebraska State Patrol refuses to do their job. They wanted to pretend that they were gonna after they'd committed multiple fucking felonies against me for years. None of these mandated reporters did their job, not a goddamn one. Next one over in the picture, that's Rabbit, aka Eric Christopher Schwartz, aka the White Rabbit. Second biggest coward in the group, and definitely the laziest person in the group. Out of the 4 people in that picture, Eric Christopher Schwartz, first of all, is the only one I'm related to. Second of all, he's the biggest POS in it. He's worse than Christopher Tabb. Eric Christopher Schwartz didn't make any effort to find out what was going on. Not even one. But then he wants to throw shit in my face that he wasn't there for. He doesn't want to cite his sources. He's just talking out his ass. God told me you're never going to be happy. Well, how the fuck is somebody supposed to be happy when they're treated like this? When their own family doesn't give a fuck, but why would he? Eric Christopher Schwartz cares about one thing and one thing only, his fucking drugs. He cares about dipping his stick in the oil. He cares about your daughter's vagina, not any other part of her. Eric Christopher Schwartz, in the entirety of his life, has never given a fuck about anybody but Eric Christopher Schwartz. This is the guy who wanted to beat me up growing up if I didn't say 2 + 2 is 5. This is the guy who thinks that if he can beat you up, it means God ordained that he's right. This is not a right way of thinking. And then we got Christopher Tabb. I mean, this guy's been a piece of shit to women as long as I've known him. A complete and total piece of shit to women as long as I've known him. He finds women that aren't physically attractive to most people. Women who have no self-esteem. Women that he can talk down to and treat like shit. And they don't have enough self-esteem to stick up for themselves. Well, thank goodness that Tammy Mensher actually did. And that's something that after she was beating on him, and I found out what happened, despite the fact that I'm against violence, I was still fucking singing her praises. I was so proud of her for sticking up for herself to him. But then, of course, as things progressed, the story changed multiple times. She told me that he didn't hit her and that the cops had manipulated her into this, manipulated her into that, scared her into this, and scared her into that. She recently got a hold of me, and we had a discussion here on YouTube about that. She acknowledged what she had told me. Of course, understood how her saying those things, even though they weren't true, she was trying to appease Christopher Tapp, aka Fuzzy Bear, aka Fuzzy. She was trying to appease him so that he might try being a part of his son's life. When she found out that his dad died, she did genuinely love his dad very much. Now, as far as the fucked up situation with that goes, when these people want to get me involved and put me in the center of it, and then say I should mind my own business, no, you put me in the center of it. Did Tammy Mensher put me in the center of it? No, Christopher Tapp did. I know a lot of women who have stuck up for their predators, even knowing their predator has done horrible, horrible things. With Tammy Mensher, I'm sure that being nice to Christopher Tapp after years of, well, I didn't see any of the physical abuse. She said that there was. Now, after he went to prison for beating on her, or got locked up for beating on her, she told me that he didn't beat on her. And that was her trying to appease him, trying to get him to be a part of their son's life. But of course, that gives people the wrong impression. And I get that. I get it when I do it too. When I make excuses for my predators. When I say they didn't do it on purpose. Or I hope they didn't do it on purpose. That's really what it is that I hope. I hope they didn't do it on purpose. I hope that they weren't cruel in that way. Because it was a premeditated decision. I can understand if they acted that way because they were pissed off. And I understand why they're pissed off. They didn't want our secrets out. Like the fact that they didn't keep their words. In many cases, because a lot of them are drug dealers or drug users who are friends with my predators. Friends with people who threatened to kill me. Friends with people who threatened to kill my family. Friends with people who stole from me and took advantage of me. If you can help those people take advantage of at-risk adults, what the fuck kind of piece of shit friend are you? You're not. Christopher Tapp assaulted me. He's one of many people who claimed to be my friend, claimed that they were going to help me, and then did fucked up shit to me because they were on fucking drugs or alcohol. I remember what he was drinking. He was drinking Jameson. Just like Veronica Bruce. Over a year earlier, or almost a year earlier. When I went to her for help. She said, oh, I only had one drink. Christopher Tapp tried saying, oh, I only had one drink. It's a hell of a drink. It was damn near an entire bottle of Jameson. I got more pictures to post up. All four of the people in that picture are people who were involved in the situation, with the exception of Eric Christopher Schwartz, who wanted to be a piece of shit. Didn't fucking care. Looked the other way. Stephen McMillian never assaulted me. Monkey never assaulted me. Eric has assaulted me on many occasions because 2 + 2 is 4, motherfucker. 2 + 2 is 4. It's 4, Eric. It's 4. That's the thing about God ordaining that Eric Christopher Schwartz is right. How many of you, if you did your math, how many of you, if you added up 2 + 2 = 5, how many of your equations would work out? None of them, because 2 + 2 is not 5. If Eric beats me up because I say 2 plus 2 is 4, now he won the fight, so obviously God thinks he's right. So the rest of the world is completely wrong, and you guys need to face the facts that Eric Christopher Schwartz has conversations with the Almighty and God tells him things. Like 2 plus 2 is 5? So how many of y'all think that we should bow down and succumb to Eric Christopher Schwartz's will and his mathematic prowess? How many of y'all believe that since Eric has this magic connection with the Almighty, that God will change physics for Eric Christopher Schwartz at will, and he will change mathematics for Eric Christopher Schwartz at will? How many of y'all think that we should elect him as the next president? Fuck, we might as well praise his glories and make him king of the world. Eric Christopher Schwartz, who can change the laws of physics, who can change numbers, and you have to believe him. You have to. God has ordained it because Eric can beat you up. He's right. If Eric says frogs are women, and he tells us that women are frogs, if he can beat you up, then it means that he's right because God ordained it. Oh yeah, and he literally wouldn't listen to a goddamn word I had to say, didn't fucking care. At my grandma's funeral, he was so fucking fucked up and he was coming down from that shit. As always, doesn't give a fuck about anybody but him. The only one in that picture, out of all three of those guys, there's only one of them in that picture that I thought would never speak up, would never care, would never even try, and that would be Monkey, aka Michael Pennington. And apparently he's the only one that actually tried. Of course, none of them tried listening to me. Christopher Tapp claimed that he would, but he was too drunk and talking about himself.